Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. So we have some big news regarding the upcoming game Darktide, and also we have some news of Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine 2. So let's jump in and let's get talking. So all this is taken from an article from the Edge magazine. I couldn't find it out in the wild. I went Tesco, went to Sainsbury's, just couldn't find it. But luckily for me, there's a chap over on Reddit called Laser Laxian. I'll include the link to the Reddit thread in the description, and they've summarized it all. So again, massive thank you to this person. So let's start with the characters, because this is the big one for me. There will be character creation. That's what it states here. There will be character creation. In what way, we don't know. There is artwork of both female and male heads, as well as different scarring on faces. Now, for me, I love character creation. I love making a character to look like me, make it in my own type of appearance, just something that I can relate to when I play a video game. Now, I understand some of the comments I've seen around this were saying, well, doesn't that really take away from the story mode because, you know, aren't the characters designed to talk about certain things and everything like that? Yeah, I can see that, but maybe you'll have like a set character who has that background, but they can be displayed as whatever they want to be displayed as. And maybe, you know, if you change it to a female or a male, then there's different voice tags that they've recorded to go along with that. Also, in the background, you'll see some new screenshots. I should have mentioned that at the start. Some of the screenshots that are taken from the actual article, there's some badass-looking things in there. The Ogrin, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. People don't start raging at me on in the comment section again. The Ogrin is kind of the opposite to Bardin. Bardin from Vermintide, if people have played that. His point of view is above everyone else, and his hits make lesser enemies fly. Of course, it's an Ogrin, so, you know, he's got all the power in the world. There is 4 classes that we know so far. One is a zealot, one is a psyker, one is a veteran, and one is, of course, is the Ogrin. I am compelled to do either the veteran or the psyker. I will split your mind open. Or just not a badass in the corner sharpening his bloody knife. Or maybe the Ogrin, because it's based on me. Each will have their own utility as before, of course. That makes perfect sense. So it says here, the zealot, charge, and if you want to target an enemy, interrupt it and locks them in melee. Okay, that sounds kind of cool. Veteran gets an extra zoomed aim and grants increased headshot damage. Again, that makes sense because he's a veteran. So, you know, more bigger scopes and more damage in certain locations. Psyker can overheat and explode, just like the Bright Wizard then from Vermintide. You know, hopefully everyone dies in your party when the Psyker explodes. How cool it'd be if the Psyker exploded and a demon spawned or something like that, because, you know, connected to the warp. Weapon loadout and customization will dictate more what you bring to the party than the choice of class. Okay, that's very interesting. I am interested to see what they do with this. Like, this is completely different from Vermintide. Even though, you know, you got to have waves and waves of enemies, at the end of the day, you've all got like automatic rifles and, you know, las guns and, you know, power swords and thunder hammers. It's completely different for me. So it's going to be interesting to see how this affects the gameplay and how you go forward. Weapons are still locked to different classes. A psyker can't use a plasma gun, for example. Makes sense. Characters will call out the usual things like specials, reloading, and if they find stuff on the way. Again, just like Vermintide. Moving on to the levels, one mission will be in a Lehman Russ factory, ending with defusing bombs through a minigame. That sounds like the Space Marine. Remember the Space Marine playthrough where you got to fight in a Titan factory? Then at the end, you're like riding on a Titan. I was so disappointed that you never got to go inside the Titan in that game and actually fire Titan guns. I'm hoping, maybe, the developers, if you're listening, why not let us actually man a Lehman Russ in this game? Like a, you know, like a little shooter, where we're all in it. You know, you got ones on the sponsons, someone's driving it forward, backwards, someone's on the main turret, commander, I don't know. Just complete madness like that. Why not, right? I'm sure everyone would love a mission like that. Moving on to the combat and weapons, it says each character will have a small shield to help them with the first few range shots. This is to make the game a little bit less frustrating. The shield will recharge faster if you're closer to your teammates. Again, that kind of makes sense because, as I mentioned before, this is not Vermintide. You're going to encounter a lot more range than you are melee. I suspect anyway. So to have something there just to aid you so you're not completely gunned down within the first 2 seconds of encountering like a horde or something, that helps. And of course, if you stay close to your friends, then the shield actually stays buffed up. Your kit and your weapon with different attachments like scopes, again, I thought that was going to be in there anyway. Known weapons, las gun, auto gun, plasma gun, auto pistol with knife, ripper gun. Ooh, ripper gun. That sounds very, very funky. I want like auto cannons. I want like the Ogrin to have like an auto cannon or a heavy bolter or something like that only he can use because, it's an Ogrin. They are like as strong as Space Marines and stuff. They will also have downsize to give the greater emphasis on melee and teamwork. The Ogrin's Ripper Gun will, for example, slow him down while he's reloading. Again, makes perfect bloody sense. Weapons will have distinct situations where there are good and others where there are bad. Las guns are great for picking out enemies with headshots, but not as good against mass hordes. What can you have for mass hordes? It's probably got to be the melee, right? The thunder hammers, the power swords, frag grenades, crack grenades, all that kind of mayhem you can bring to the table. The story, now this is what interests me the most. I love a good 40k story, and I know Dan Abnett's attached to this, so I'm sure it's going to be absolutely badass. So a lot deeper story this time. While it will still hold the same way through voice lines, etc., it says, they have expanded the voice line system a lot. Our heroes will say different things depending on the loadout, where they are, how far they're into the story, how strong they are, etc. More than 75,000, yes, 75,000, I'm saying that right, new lines have been added. That is a lot of voice work. It goes on to say the narrative will evolve as you progress through the game, starting as a small Inquisition warband looking for clues and taking out targets. The story will progress to higher stakes as the heresy grows. Again, it sounds fantastic. We will fight on a whole new planet created by Dan Abnett to give more freedom. That sounds perfect. That way you're not locked to like things that are stuck in the lore, because we know what we're like as 40k fans. Excuse me, you can't do that because in this book, paragraph 9, section 6, it stated this in the lore. That's what we're like. That's what we all sound like. So it's nice that Dan's give a brand new planet and we can do whatever we bloody want and make the lore up as we go along. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, this is just me, I'm hoping maybe we get to play as a Space Marine at some point. I know, I shouldn't be saying that because it's Inquisition. But I don't know, but maybe Death Watch turn up. I don't know, it's Grey Knights or something. It's Inquisition. Just something badass like that. Or see Grey Knights actually land on the planet and start battling the demons in their own way. Yeah, I don't know. Just something awesome. Enemies is the next section, and it says there's plenty of different enemies, all from snipers and range to Ogrins and Chaos Warhounds. Flame enemies sounds like this is a special. I'm sure you're going to get demons. You're going to get, big demons like lesser demons, greater demons. I will not be surprised if, like, you come across some Death Guard or something like that. Definitely. It's Nurgle at the end of the day. They basically got this whole franchise now of 40k, what they can bring to the table in front of them. Anything from cultists to demons to Chaos Space Marines, maybe even a sneaky Mortarion. No, Valrak, they will not bring Mortarion out in Darktide. Well, one could hope anyway. And that's it with really the Darktide news. There's nothing more. This was from the Edge article. There's something going to be happening next month. I'm going to do another video on this dedicated entirely to this because I've heard a lot of stuff that's going to be happening in June in terms of video games. It's the Skull of Thrones event. Games Workshop is probably going to start hyping it sometime next week or something like that. But I've heard a lot of things, which again I'll make a full dedicated video to. But for now, let's focus on the Space Marine 2 news, because that is going to be apparently shown off in June. So maybe it's going to be shown off as well at the Skull of Thrones event I just mentioned, but it's definitely going to be shown off at the PC Gaming Show on June the 12th over on Twitch. It states on their website, we've seen a list of games appearing at this year's show. There's over 45 of them, and the titles alone have me buzzing. Just a few of them. Armor 4. Oh my God, Armor 4. I love Armor. Sam Barrow's Immortality, Mod Project Half-Life, Warhammer 40,000, Space Marine 2. So yeah, well, I'm just going to end it there. There's they list some other games, but I don't really care about them. So that's definitely going to be at the PC Gaming event. I think we are going to see some gameplay footage. Maybe they'll talk about more in depth of the multiplayer and everything that goes along with that. Space Marine 2 is probably one of the most biggest hype games we've got so far in 40k. I kind of feel sorry for Darktide because I think Darktide's going to smash it out the park. I think it's going to be a fantastic game. I'm going to play it until my eyes bleed. I'm going to play it with all you chaps on stream. Do guides on the channel. Everything that you can imagine in Darktide, I'm going to do. And also with Space Marine coming out, it's just a fantastic time. It really is. I think my eyes are more on Space Marine 2 because that is a franchise that I think is more popular. Like Darktide's a new franchise, so everyone's looking to Space Marine 2 thinking, well, they're bringing Titus back. Number 1 was such a good game via the story. The multiplayer I thought was great. The P2P system was kind of odd, but without it, the game probably would have been dead by now on the online. But that's a whole different subject for another time. But yeah, that is the big one for me. So I'm really, really putting a lot of my hope into Space Marine 2 being absolutely big. I'm making kind of 40k video games at the center of everything that's going on. Because, you have your Call of Duty and all them crap things. But I want Space Marine 2 to come in and just smack them out the way and go, you have been purged. So yeah, fingers crossed that this is going to be a big game. Anyway, Chaparudios, that is enough waffling from me as always. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. If you've got any thoughts, feedback, anything like that, post it down below and we can have a nice little talk down there as we normally do. See you now. Have a great day and bye-bye.